What's going on, guys? This is Burrs. I want to talk to you today about sling setup. Now, my AK-74, I've had a lot of different people inquire about how I have my sling set up on here. For a long time I ran the Magpul MS3 sling, single point on this gun, and I really liked it. I felt there was a ability to improve on that, and that's what I've done recently with adopting a different way of doing it, and mainly because I had to switch it around a little bit because of changing the setup on my gun. But we're going to talk about slings today, and a little bit about how I have them set up, what I like, what I don't like, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So basically, the current setup I have is a SOE sling. This is the bungee 2-point sling, and the reason I'm running that is because I changed to the AK lightning bolt on this AK. As you can see here, we have a charging handle on each side, and what that presents in regard to a 1-point sling as far as a problem is when you have a 1-point sling on this and you let it fall, it's gonna bounce right off your dick. Okay, I like my AK lightning bolt, I like my dick, I like both of them, but if I'm gonna pick one, I'm gonna pick my dick over the AK lightning bolt. And to do that, what I'm gonna have to do is switch to a 2-point sling. Because when this drops out and you transition into something else, it literally hits you right in the nads. So for me to get around that, I just switched right back to a 2-point sling. I've run a 2-point sling before, have no problem with it. I like running the 1-point sling if I can, but in this situation I'm not going to do that. Now, how do I have it set up on here? It's pretty simple. Basically, I have a QD mount right here at the top of this Magpul CTR stock. I have it plugged in at the top. I have my sling right here, kind of right there, as you can see, right there. It's right off of that. It comes around the back of it. A lot of people you'll see either run through here, which is fine, or they'll run it right on this side. The reason you want to have it on the opposite side of your primary is basically because when you have it slung and you bring it up into position, it's out of your way. Okay, it's not in my face. If you have it on this side of things, it's going to get in your face. Where if I come up, okay, it's not in my face at all, and I really like it that way. Now on the front here, I just have it, just hooked on right here to the front part here, as you can see. Just linked right into the actual the little sling mount that's already on the AK. And for me, that's the way I have it on here. And I don't normally like the fact that I have these buckles. They can come off at the most inopportune times. But with this one, I like it a little bit better than other ones I have, and I'm going to explain that right now. So here's a Spectre Gear single-point sling. I like the construction of the actual material that's used as far as for the sling material. I don't like the hardware at all, and the reason why is this buckle. Now, when you have buckles on things, they can come off. I talked to Joe Tedai about this actually in one of the tactical videos I had with him, where he was saying that he actually has seen people, even just coming down ropes and stuff, where, all of a sudden, off comes their rifle because of the buckle. Now, if you're going to use a buckle, I recommend you use a good one. Spectre Gear, not good at all. As far as, as much tension as it takes to pop this off, it's just not enough. And for me, what I'll probably do is I'll take this and I'll put a little epoxy in there and, make sure that it doesn't come loose at all and doesn't come off at all, and I'll just use it strictly as a single point with no buckle. A friend just gave this to me about a week ago. Use it at the range, like it, just don't like the buckle. Now, as I said about using 2-point slings, what I used for a very long time is a VTAC sling, and it doesn't really get any better than a VTAC sling as far as 2-point slings are concerned. They use metal hardware for the adjustments, which means that you're going to get a very positive actuation, if you will. You're going to get a good positive action when it comes to adjusting this up and down as you need to. The only thing I wish they did was make the actual handle, the grab area, if you will, a little bit longer. I've added some paracord to make mine a little longer so I can get a good grab even if I have gloves on. But as far as the construction of this, it's absolutely top notch. If you're looking for 2-point sling, you really can't go wrong with a VTAC. Now that brings me back to this sling here. When I put the VTAC on here, I'll put it on here the exact same way. The only difference is with this SOE sling, you have the buckle. And like I said, I don't like that buckle there. And for me, what I'm probably going to do, like I said, is just put a little epoxy on here just to make sure, I don't accidentally actuate this buckle, or even through the course of using the gun destructive environment, you know, it could come off. So what I want to make sure that that does not happen. As far as you know, setting up your AK, if you have an AK, what you can do is you can actually wrap this around the stock right here on the AK. You can wrap it around the stock like that on any AK, and you should be good to go. So as far as what the question I get the most is, as far as using my AK in my videos, is I use the Voltor stock adapter. What that's going to do is allow you to use AR style buttstocks. The problem that comes in with this is you have these QD mounts here, which are great, and people ask me all the time, you know, what QD mounts do you use and how is that to run it, etc., etc. As far as QD mounts go, use whatever QD mounts you can get your hands on. They're all pretty much the same. They all actuate the same, and you know, I really haven't come across a QD mount that I hate. They're all pretty decent. And if you're going to complain about them getting scuffed up and, you know, the finish is not, you know, staying on them, you should just put your gun down. As far as this is, you know, when I take this QD mount off here and put it onto the side here where this QD mount is on the Voltor, you know, I'm going to show you one problem that I've come into when I've used mine. Let me go ahead and adjust this out a little bit. Okay, so the problem I've seen with mine is, you know, when I'm coming up here to get on target, it's right there. Okay, as you can see, okay, having this here and using this as a single point, okay, just imagine if this is a single point sling here, you know, having that there, it's right in your face, okay, right in my face, okay, so that's the problem I have with it here. I've ran it there for a very long time, probably the last year actually, with the MS3 sling, and the problem I've seen with that is the MS3 has that huge clunky part to it, and you know, the actual the part that actually locks in and the little clamp part, it's huge, and it's meant to be huge. It's supposed to be huge. They do make the MS4 sling, which might be better, but having this in this location for me doesn't work very well, and that's why, you know, when you use this, if you use any kind of an aftermarket buttstock, you're probably going to have the ability to use QD mounts on that buttstock. And that's why on this one, I have it over here on this side, you know, versus the other side. You know, I have it over here, and it's there, and that's where I like it. So as an example, what I'm going to do is show you how this would work from this side of view. Okay, I'm here, and I'm patrolling, going down, whatever I'm doing, and there's a threat, I'm engaged, I come up, okay, I'm on target. You can see that this is not in my way, it's not in my vision, it's not in my mouth. Most, I mean, that's the biggest problem. You don't want it in your mouth. Well, maybe you like it in your mouth. I don't like it in my mouth. So when I'm here and I come up on target, you can see that this is off to the side, okay? So that's why I like to run it that way. So a lot of people ask about transitioning shoulder to shoulder. And, you know, having it this way will also benefit you in that situation. Not going to be perfect, but it'll benefit you, okay? I'm on target, bam, 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 at the transition. Okay, I'm going to have to get to the side. I can do that. Okay, and there's no problem, okay? Now, to a degree, is it going to come across your neck a little bit? Yeah, it's going to do that, okay? But as far as, you know, getting on the target and doing what you have to do, you can do that with no problem. I'm probably jamming this right into the microphone, because that's how professionals do it. But as far as, you know, transitioning shoulder to shoulder, in my opinion, and my experience, single point slings will dominate that game all day long. But as far as double point sling goes, have it on the outside here of your primary shoulder, and you're going to be working just like a champ all day long. As far as a 2-point sling goes, you know, when you're setting that up on your AK-74, pretty much whatever, you know, you want to have that on the outside of the buttstock. Okay, so I'm right-handed. You want to have this on the right-hand part of your buttstock, and you want to have this connected on the front wherever you feel comfortable. For me, I like to have it right here because it almost gives me like an index point for my hand to not move any more forward. So when I'm extended and I'm in there, okay, it's kind of locked into a degree, especially with the grip stop there. Now when I'm engaged, okay, it kind of keeps my hand in place, and I like that. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. That's how I like to run the front part. But, you know, those are some recommendations. A lot of people ask me about it. So I put a video together real quick about how I run my sling. Is it the right way? Is it the wrong way? Who knows? Works for me. Maybe it'll work for you. Maybe give you some ideas about how to run your sling. So that's a real quick overview of how I run my sling, what I've done in the past. You know, I've used single, I've used double. But ultimately, if you're going to use a single point sling, make sure that that connection, if you have a buckle, is actually a pretty hardcore buckle and you're not going to take it off. Or better yet, if you're not worried about taking this off, go ahead and just put some epoxy on both sides so it doesn't come loose. If you're doing a double point sling, you can't go wrong with like a V-tack. You definitely aren't going to go wrong with anything with metal hardware, and I recommend metal hardware. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead and let me know. Better yet, if you guys have any comments or anything like that, make a video response so we can visually see what you're talking about and have a great discussion. And until next time, later. Rub-a-dub-dub, 3 men in a tub. Bring your gun up, hub-a-bub-bub. Totally not cool. If you're looking to be high speed, I'm just gonna fucking stop right there. As far as single point slings go, you basically take them around your neck and tighten them as much as possible. No, we're not doing that.